what things look like. We'll try and use the left side of your screen there. You can see anyone who maybe doesn't know the callouts themselves above the map on the left side. But look at this, in towards middle, it seems to be where the initial fights are going to come in. Furlan finds the opening. Although moments before, Rubino had actually managed to come in with one of his own, but look at the trades back and forth right now, Mitch. It was a quick play towards B. The bomb for now, though, has been dropped in mid. And in a pretty difficult position for Furlan to try and retrieve. He's on that B bomb site currently. And as you can see, currently being held, the bomb is. There's one player sitting in the CT spawn. And oh, that's a big change, Mitch. That little bit of cover there for coming over the boost, that must have just been added in last night's update.
Indeed, it was a very recent addition. Makes it much more difficult to spot towards the bomb site itself. Now as Furlan inches forward, got to try to wrap all the way back around and get that bomb. He's got plenty of time. That's the one thing going for him, right? And it's not like anybody's going to be comfortable in this situation holding down. The timing is definitely not going to be familiar to these players. So at this point, Furlan could pretty much be anywhere. Nordavind going to have to be on their toes to catch him off as he creeps up behind. Making his way right up behind Tensky here. Is he going to spot him? No, Tensky lets him walk straight past. And with that, the round comes to a swift conclusion. 1-0 to the Pistola team.
Yeah, and a nice hold from Nordavind. Rubino, of course, as we said, did find that opening kill. And then it became very, very hectic from that point forward. But most importantly of all, that bomb being dropped in towards mid and, of course, not being really retrievable, which is the single player left. Either he had to go through CT spawn, try and get in through the door and retrieve it quickly, or else, as we see, and take that long route around. But Nordavind, they were expecting it. They held for it. And coming into this round now, it is the full eco pretty much from AGO. They're grouped up over towards A, just at the bottom of the ramp currently. They do have a little bit of presence elsewhere, and as we can see, the bomb actually over towards B, sitting just down below the stairs. So I think they may be just trying to go for a little bit of a fake, maybe. See if they can pull the rotations away and just get that bomb planted for the bit of extra money.
Sitting outside that B site, and they're taking their time for sure. Rotation's not being dragged just yet. Everybody's here and ready to play. There's very quick rotations can come through from mid as well. You see Halzerk already there on the bomb site to help out. Roman just needs to tuck in. Factions up through the boost as well. And this round should very quickly be dealt with. All the SMGs getting the kills here as well, which is always beneficial. When you've bought 3 up, you don't want to be rocking into the next round with, 2 SMG kills or something like that. Because it just doesn't give you the bonus money that you require, which Sparrow's still up. There's a little bit more money to be acquired.
What I'm really interested to see, Mitch, is how teams are going to work the CT side. Is there going to be places that are maybe common for aggression? Is there going to be somewhere like maybe an A main from Cash or something? Maybe mid could be a pretty common position to get aggressive on, because if you do get control of in towards the room where the elevator is, then you also have the chance for a quick drop down and maybe a quick flank on A if it comes to a retake. So it's going to be interesting how teams approach this map.
Yeah, the timing's also pretty good to get to middle. You can definitely smoke it off, drop your Molotovs, and force them back. See already the molly's going in through the window there. Rubino stops them from getting any progress towards middle, giving them control and the ability, like you said, to rotate down through the elevator if they need to a little bit later on. Nordavind already showing off some spams. You can see these players are very familiar with this map already in terms of the nade spots, some of the wall bangs that can come through. Even though the middle control is for Ratifaction here, he's pushing into T-mid, which is going to be risky because PHR was sat there patiently holding it the whole time and getting a man advantage for his team. But elsewhere on the map, it's a 3-man hold for A with 1 already down. Grubby bringing it into a 2-man advantage for his team. Tensky very quickly goes up above the smoke and takes down 2 players. Caper sitting below is going to be eliminated on the ramp. Furlan as well. Tensky's found 4, and with Croman rotating through the elevator, he found the final of PHR, was still kind of lurking over towards that middle area. That's a very, very swift round for Nordavind, and I mean, one that was looking massively favored to AGO, but Tensky gets all the work done from that spot, and it just seemed like AGO weren't aware that he could be there. Or that maybe that he could see above the smoke where it was.
I mean, that's the first thing I noticed when I played a matchmaking on this map, because I got absolutely wrecked by it in the first round. So, I mean, maybe they were aware of it and perhaps just couldn't see him, because it is actually pretty difficult to see the player above it. The blue boxes kind of blend in fairly well with the model, and of course with the smokes down, it makes things just a little bit more difficult as well. But yeah, another buy round is going to come out actually from AGO, and this time around they do find an opening kill, pushing straight up through mid. It's Ratifaction that goes down early on, and Now AGO with a man advantage. Let's see how they do actually approach the map. With the advantage, they don't have to maybe pressure as much. They can perhaps just kind of hold and wait to see if the aggression comes in. But that is an interesting choice from Furlan. A bit of a gap in the smoke. You can see kind of, again, this is the first professional match on Vertigo, so there will be some mistakes being made. But yeah, that gap in the smoke there definitely was one, and sadly costed an advantage to AGO, and it's now actually going even further in favor of Nordavind.
Pulling it back yet again. The man advantage. Trade it back quickly. But again, kept over. It's Tensky. It takes Sparrow down and leaves two terrorist side members to try and get this bomb down. Luckily, if they do make their way towards this B bomb site, they will find a relatively easy path ahead of them. But with no smokes in play, it becomes a little bit difficult to cross in. The AUG is holding a couple of the angles. You can see Halzerk there passively. I believe it's Tensky who is helping him out, looking through the door, but starts a rotation to the A bomb site. Certainly won't help them. This should be a bomb plan for AGO at this point. There's no significant middle control. Like, it's not fast enough for Rubino to rotate in and stop the bomb plant if they attempt it. So it should be the retake.
Yeah. Decent position from Halzerk, though. He can just spot for the peek on the catwalk, and I think he should find the info now. Indeed, he does. PHR goes down. Halzerk just going to sit in towards the spawn, loses a teammate in the process. Caper, of course, should know there's one more in towards that position. Does have to be cautious of elsewhere, though. Not sure of where the second's actually towards, but he hears the steps. Sadly, double peek comes in, and he will go down pretty easily. Nordavind, they come in with another gun round in their favor. Defuse, of course, easily being found. And with that now, it is a 4-0 lead pretty quickly for Nordavind. Again, we don't really know what side this map is favored towards. We don't really have any idea at this point. This is the first matchup. We get to see everything fresh and new, and as I said, what I'm excited about is finally having a new map in the pool and giving teams a chance to kind of innovate.
Well, AGO is certainly the ones that need to innovate at this point. Down 4-0 at this moment in time. They're still able to get the AK-47s out alongside utility. And looking towards control and middle early on, they've already spotted out one player towards the sandbags, I think. Maybe didn't fully realize it. Certainly looking to gain middle control, split in towards the B bomb site, but it's not going to happen for them just yet as PHR gets taken down. Finally losing the mid control contention. Straight push towards B. Okay, they're just going to go in for it. They don't need their support from middle, or at least so they think. Molotoving the window to ensure nobody peeks over. Furlan claims one. Flashed in the air. Gets them flashbanged as well. Doesn't capitalize on it fast enough, though, so Croman's able to get behind cover and keep himself alive as he finds one more and another on the board for the CTs. A double kill for Croman. Pushes Sparrow all alone and straight out of the round. Nordavind doing so well here on the CT side with a 5-0 on the scoreboard. The thing is, though, we don't really know just yet how the scorelines are going to pan out. You know, some maps are T-sided, some are CT. I heard lots of arguments for both. You know, on the CT side, you get lots of fast rotations, but on the T side, you get very nice timings to get towards the bomb sites in middle. So it's sort of an unknown at the moment as to how many rounds you expect the T side to come away with.
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of a positive as well for AGO. They can go onto that CT side and be like, okay, guys, we don't really know how the map works yet. Maybe we can have a great CT side. Oh my god, the wall bang from Rubino down towards scaffolding, I believe that was, and of course Groovy being the victim, not going to be feeling great after that one. A 4-on-5 now, and AGO, as you can see, are just going to try and commit straight to this A bomb site again. Playing around the smoke, Rubino takes a quick headshot. Has a nice little boosted position as well and played just above him. So that's actually a great double setup. They have no idea that Tensky's still there. And he peeks out and easily takes the remaining 2 kills. That's going to be 6-0 now. Nordavind looking pretty dominant to start things off. And yeah, that position from Tensky is pretty brilliant.
The wall bang from Rubino.
Wall bang. Not any less brilliant.
What can you do? That's going to happen, I suppose, as time goes on. We're gonna... It's only 6 rounds in. We're seeing our first wallbang kill. I'm excited to see a couple more. See what else they can show us. We can hop on matchmaking later and exploit it.
I seen one on Reddit of I think it was Alex Orr, a German player, getting 3 wallbangs with an auto sniper.
Yeah.
Just like kind of spamming through from I think it was from CT spawn to T spawn.
Yeah.
There's definitely a couple interesting ones. But yeah, right now it's another gun round again from AGO. Of course, they keep at least getting a bomb plant, or at least having, of course, at this point, the full loss bonus well built up. And there's a decent start actually coming in. Caper able to find one. Groovy, sadly, the timing not going to go in his favor. He goes down, and that gives Ratifaction the chance for the quick flank. And actually, the bomb's right behind him. But he's just going to go ahead and take the fights. He gets one before eventually falling. And of course, we do see a kill coming in from Furlan elsewhere also, meaning suddenly AGO, they do have a man advantage working in their favor.
Oh, okay. Nordavind, pull it back. Take down Furlan. Bomb is retrieved though, and with the B bomb site under their control, if he can make his way, or Sparrow can make his way over to B, this round should flip on its head in favor of the T's. PHR keeps aggressing though, finds the kill onto Croman, dropping him, swinging out even further, and down goes Halzerk. It's a round of the board finally for the T side, as they come on top in a bye round eventually. The frag leader right now, 10 kills on the board, or Tensky, and indeed a fitting name. He's had a lot of innovation, a lot of nice positions that we've seen him utilize perfectly, and he's constantly catching AGO off guard. And this comes back to what we said, right? You're expecting that the underdogs in a series will like Vertigo because it gives them a really nice chance to over-prepare for it and catch their opponents off guard. But at the same time, if AGO get a foothold here, if they can build up a decent amount of rounds, at this point, I mean, with how favorable the buy runs have been towards Nordavind, and assuming AGO are comfortable on the CT side, I guess you're kind of aiming for 5 or 6. The baseline usually for the T side, because losing the pistol, obviously, it wouldn't be ideal then on the CT side to allow when AGO swap over. You want to give yourself some kind of buffer of rounds to allow for recovery if you lose the pistol.
Looking like Nordavind are going to be able to pretty quickly return around for themselves, though. Not the greatest of starts with PHR and Sparrow both already fallen, and as we can see, AGO at this point pretty much fully committed towards this A bomb site. One kill coming in, but of course, it is still a pretty heavy disadvantage for them to try and recover from a 4-on-2. Caper pretty low on health as well. He's actually going to be the one to lead the charge to get the info. And although he does go down, Groovy returns 1. Still 100 HP. If he can get this kill quickly towards Rubino, perhaps there's a bit of a chance. But the problem is, he is actually being flanked out. Rubino right now, his goal is to just run this time down, allow for his teammate to come in from behind, or else hold and take the frag like that once it comes to him. 7-1. Nordavind right now, showing why they chose this map for sure.
Yeah, you can clearly see that they've got the comfort here. AGO not a great team on Mirage. They didn't want to take it there, so they banned it straight away, and that gave Nordavind the opportunity to find themselves a 7-1 lead on this map right here. AGO in with a full buy. They're going to get naded up as they push on through middle. Ratifaction's happy to find a kill on the back of it. Even swings out with Rubino for a second, but Caper very quickly makes sure that it's traded back. Doesn't last all too long, though. Man advantage again, swinging over in favor of the CT side. And the position here from Croman on the bomb site might catch... Never mind. Won't catch them off guard. Furlan goes out, checks it, and drops him straight away. Now knowing the B bomb site to be majority clear, the only problem for them is they haven't got the bomb. It's dropped towards middle, and plenty of control for Nordavind. Tensky shoots off a bit early, but he's taken down. He manages to take down Furlan either way.
Yeah, now the question is, do they know where PHR is currently positioned? He's creeping up and around in through the CT spawn. He may be able to catch one player off guard and give himself a real nice opportunity in this clutch to make it happen. Tensky, I believe, is spotting for a dose, so he should be able to see if PHR attempts to try and cross over. And of course, his teammate then in towards mid is ready if needed, although they're not really in the greatest positions. The trades would definitely be difficult, and yeah, Tensky actually doesn't find that kill. He gets the dink, but that's going to be it. PHR holding for the peak. He will go down, but that was a lot closer than it needed to be, Mitch. Very risky indeed, but it is going to be an 8 for Nordavind. 8-1. AGO now, their economy not looking great. They can, I guess, buy onto 2 players if they wanted, but they decide against it. Pistols and Kevlar are going to come out. The excess cash being spent on everyone except for PHR, who actually does fully invest.
Going in for the hero rifles, seeing if they can get the damage done on the back of it. Early on, though, Sparrow's to be eliminated. One of the AKs down. Halzerk looks for more. He's coming around the smoke, trying to catch an angle. This is a very nice spot. The spray down on the stairs only grants him 1 kill. Rubino's there to recover it a little bit, but Furlan left in a 1v3 has somewhat of an opportunity. Sadly, though, it is ripped away from him. 9-1. Nordavind walking away with what at this point I think we can say is certainly a pretty convincing CT side. I'm not 100% sure if AGO are going to be able to replicate this. Again, we don't know the preparation level of either of these teams. Usually, we can determine that based on the vetoes that they've done in past tournaments, how frequently they're playing a map recently, and indeed the play styles they bring. But this is literally the first recorded session for either of these teams, and as far as we're aware, for any team, which puts us in a bit of a questionable zone. We don't know if AGO are more comfortable on the CT side, but let's hope they are. Definitely more comfortable in this round.
They're definitely going to have a lot to try and go over after this game anyway. Vertigo clearly not as strong as it could be for them, whether they've cracked it or not. But Forlan, he's done a good job in this round. 3 opening kills as he just charged straight up the B ramp, straight up the stairs, able to open things up. Tensky, though, pushing forward through the smoke, going to find one. And instantaneously, we see Rubino elsewhere been able to drop a kill as well. Suddenly, a 2-on-2 in play. Groupie and Caper up against Tensky and Rubino. This is a round that AGO do very much need if they want a chance to start trying to actually recover things in this game.
If they can't pull this off with a 3K from Furlan to start the round off, it certainly doesn't set very many high hopes for them. At this point, I think this defensive point should be well known to them. They don't expect Rubino to be coming through, though. And as he comes from lower, from the T-spawn, he finds one. Grubby going to be checked now in just a moment, and Rubino walks away with that kill as well. 4-piece. A full quad kill for Rubino to finish it off 10-1. Nordavind just... I mean, they're not giving AGO a single break. A 2 versus 4. Again, Tensky, I feel like he's definitely showing a lot of knowledge for this map. Finding the gap in the smoke there, I don't know if that was orchestrated. I imagine that is just more of he noticed there was a gap in it. But certainly over towards the A-bomb site, you can see that he's well versed on this. They've clearly put the time in to learn this map, whereas AGO seem to be a little bit more, a little bit further behind in that regard.
Rubino with this wall bang again. No one there to be a recipient this time. But of course, elsewhere they did already manage to find an opening kill. So, of course, Nordavind, as it's been in pretty much every single round, they do start things off with a strong position, a man advantage in their favor. What's the plan for AGO? Right now, just holding, I guess, a little bit of a default. The bomb is favored over towards B. PHR is here as well. Oh, but a dink comes in. Forlan trying to find that peak. Again, he was the one in that previous round that found them the 3 openings on the bomb site. And even then, that wasn't enough for them to actually get the round win. As now they begin to creep forward. A smoke down on the middle of the bomb site. There is a bit of a gap, and it looks like actually there will be room to play above it. Doesn't matter, though, because he's going to be taken down either way. PHR comes in, drops Croman. Who did actually find one before himself fallen, and Halzerk still alive on the bomb site as well, going to be successful in finding one. But it's being pulled back again by AGO. Smoke goes down, the bomb's going to be planted, and now it's on to Tensky in a 2-on-1.
A player that we've relied on before to see the multi-kills coming through. He's got an AK-47 now, making his way in through the window. Not made any noise just yet, but eventually he's going to have to. And sadly, thanks to that new pillar, can't get an angle towards the bomb site just yet. Flashbang goes over. He's peeking in. Will they know that he's thrown it over? Well, they will now as Caper falls. Tensky suspects another player to be towards the back left, but turns away at the wrong moment. So Sparrow's able to walk away with a second round for his team. But times are starting to get pretty desperate at this point. We are currently on a 10-2 scoreline. AGO not yet finding a convincing round either on their T side, which means that the chances for them claiming a 10-5 decrease significantly. That is what we kind of want to see coming through. Like, look, if they finish it off with 2 rounds on any map, that's bad. Because if with a pistol round win, all of a sudden, it doesn't matter what map it is, you're probably going to lose if the other team wins the pistol. I think 4, again, is a bit poor. 5 rounds kind of the minimum to avoid being massively impacted by losing the pistol in the next half. Because, again, you never know what way a pistol's going to go. That's the most kind of up in the air round that tends to come through.
Catch by Sparrow there. The op being dropped, it will be picked up, of course, by Ratifaction, but they know there's another player in that position because the boost did come in. Caper getting absolutely demolished right there. Saw his body getting clotheslined by a deagle bullet. Ratifaction going to give the op over actually to Halzerk, who's now going to go up on top of the boost. Will they expect it again is the question. It seems like they were expecting it, but a dink comes through and it's not going to be enough for the frag. Halzerk and Croman chime in with 1 each. And suddenly, Forlan and PHR are left to recover a 2v3. Positive is they do at least have full control of that B bomb site and should be finding a plant. And again, without their weapons really in play for Nordavind and also no defuse kit, it's going to be a very tough retake for them to pull off.
Oh, with Hauser going down as well. I mean, that makes it a lot less likely that they find this. The one thing going for them was that maybe they'd catch them by surprise coming up through the T-spawn or something, but it looks like Nordavind. I'll get it right eventually. Okay, but they're just going for the save, and it's you can see why. You know, their economy isn't flourishing right now. They know that giving a third round over to AGO isn't the worst situation in the world. They've already done a lot of damage in this as well, so heavy reinvestment. The potential to find a 12-3 is there if they can get a full buy into the next round, which is definitely possible for Nordavind right now. But if they lost those 2 rifles, then it would just be so weak. There'd be so many weaknesses, SMGs coming out, and FAMAS. So I think saving those over, definitely the right decision. Now they can get majority rifles out in their players. And if, you know, you can see if they win this round, AGO get themselves into a bit of a hot spot. But they're going to have to buy up some pretty weak weapons for the what would be the final round. Or what will be the final round either way of the half.
Yeah, it definitely would be, Mitch, unless they've changed the number of max rounds here on Vertigo. That'd be a strange one. Halzerk, though, playing for the boost, is able to open things up. Forlan has been a bit of a nuisance for them so far. He's been the one kind of leading the charge for AGO. But in this round, the nice return at least is going to be found. Groovy with that nade puts it down perfectly on top of Halzerk and brings it back to a 4v4. Which, of course, on pretty much every map should technically favor the T side. It weakens the CT's defense. It kind of leaves some holes maybe that can be exploited. Look at this. It's a good setup currently on the B bomb site. Ratafaction taking the first point of contact. And, of course, up close on the bomb site, I believe that's Croman, who's still yet to show himself, so he's going to have a chance to try and pounce from a surprise position.
And that corner is a pain in the behind. I've fallen victim to it before. It's definitely one you want to be checking as you go in. Caper gets hit up. He knows exactly where Tensky is now, though. Croman has the opportunity. Never mind. He doesn't have an opportunity to get a kill. There's no one there to kill anymore. Ratafaction comes out with 1. Capers down as well. It's all on Grubby. And 10-3. This is phenomenal. Okay. RIP. That's a weird one. We gotta see if we can get production to head on over to the accident sign. I think it's on 0 though.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably on 0.
I assume when bodies fall off, it doesn't count.
Nah, I doubt it count. You'd have to die from actually falling off, yeah. But yeah, 11-3. Nordavind, I think no matter what, they're going to be pretty happy with how this half has gone. Getting 11 rounds on your first official game on your first half, I think that's something that they can be pretty happy with. But they're looking to try and bring it up to the 12th. It is going to be, again, a full buy from AGO, of course. And I would say that they do desperately need this 4th round just because they don't know what they're going to be going up against if they swap to that CT side. And PHR, he finds the opening this time, taking over that role from Forlan, being the entry fragger quickly up through B. Will he be able to find any more of those? The question does get shut down by Rubino, and his teammates are a little too far behind to find the instant trades. They line up, and Rubino mows them down on the catwalk. Bomb being dropped, of course, in the process. Now it's a 2-on-2, though, and Groovy, he's able to find a quick headshot. Sparrow joins them now as they go onto the bomb site, and it's only Halzerk, the AUG in hand, the wild spray. He can explode! Oh! What is that? What a crazy round, Mitch. It's 12-3 at halftime.
What the hell was that? I mean, look, there's so many big plays from the CTs. The double kill from Rubino, but this is it. This is it. The spray down that was just horrendously wrong, and then the last 2 bullets just right on the heads. Why not? Absolutely spectacular. Nordavind coming through 12-3. A huge CT side from them. Look, we haven't got a lot of stats to lean back on. As a matter of fact, we have none for how Vertigo will play out and what rounds are good for the T side. But it's fair to say that this is a pretty abysmal score for AGO, because if they lose the pistol, more than likely straight away it's 14-3. And at that point, you're pretty screwed.
LOOT.BET, made for live betting.
Oh, are we back? Are we good? Are there no more ads? Anything else anyone wants to play? No, we're good? Okay. All right. Well, swinging into things, 12-3, Nordavind. No, hold on. Nordavind. Yes or no?
Nordavind, Mitch. I'm just sticking with Nordavind.
I don't want to hurt their feelings. I hate when people misspell my name. Nordavind.
To say Nordavind, you have to like change up your accent mid-sentence. That's too difficult for me, man.
But
I
yeah.
don't have the skill for that. But yeah, it goes without saying how crucial this pistol round is. You talked about it quite a lot in that previous half. It's 12-3. If Nordavind do manage to find this, they're just ever so close to that finish line, and it doesn't really give AGO much of a chance to get rolling.
Absolutely. Coming in here, AGO take the first loss. This isn't going to be all too great for them, closing in the distance with the Glocks up close. Tensky's already taken one. Rubino on a P250 lands another, and AGO now on the retake, 2 versus 4. Not going to find themselves in all too favorable of a spot for a while, but Grubby inside the smoke lands one. PHR there with another. They're going to group up and try to take this, but PHR says, I'll just go for it myself. Don't worry about it. They haven't got a kit picked up just yet. What is Tensky with a P250 peeks out? They might not need one, because PHR is all over them. A 4-piece. The quad kill comes through. And the bomb to be defused. Plenty of time left on the clock. That is going to be a round connected for AGO, and definitely a very, very important one for them.
Yeah, that's the start of a potential comeback now. There's no way of knowing if AGO maybe could pull off a very similar half. It's definitely possible. Maybe they could get 12 as well. Maybe they could get 13 and take the win outright. But yeah, that played out there from Groovy, just being so patient, able to pull off one kill alongside PHR and just really set themselves up for that 2v2 retake was perfect.
You got to remember as well, look, Nordavind are the massive underdogs coming into this series overall. They're the ones that picked this map, and they're the ones that have clearly far more preparation than AGO. AGO, though, on the CT side now, I feel like they're going to have a little bit of an easier time because it'll be harder for Nordavind to find those pesky angles. I mean, how many rounds do we see Tensky just catching them off guard with angles towards A, and players just massively outperforming them in the positioning, let alone the gunfights? With a 12-4 this round, you know, we're expecting it to swing to AGO. There we go. Eventually, the SMGs find the kills. 5th on the board, reinvestment coming through after losing 2, but those were the SMGs, so it's not too big of a deal. This is the kind of contentious round, right? Nordavind coming in with AKs, they've got utility, they've got everything they want. AGO are going to be forced down to some weaker weapons. They're still carrying over an SMG. Actually looking a lot better than what we see from a lot of teams. I think that's just down to allowing the SMGs to find so many kills.
Yeah. Mitch, I actually want to comment on something Stunner just said in the chat. He said the A bomb site feels so small, and the first thing I said when I played this on a matchmaking with my friends was, I feel like A should be B and B should be A.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah. It's strange. The A site, I guess the approach to it is more open, but the actual bomb site itself is a lot more claustrophobic.
This map in general, despite being so large in a way, it is very claustrophobic across the board, though. The only place you really get open space is ramp, and you don't really want to be there because you'll get wall banged from Rubino.
Yeah.
Going to see a lot more of that in the future.
Oh, and there's a lot of boosts as well on this map, as you can see. Sparrow able to find the opening kill already. It is Nordavind fully focused on this A bomb site, of course, and Sparrow pretty much hugging his opponent who's getting that bomb planted. Goes through the smoke and takes one in the process, but trades are being returned. Nordavind are finding some success right now. Let's see though, because PHR given a bit of a chance, but no, it's snatched away. Tensky with a quick headshot. He does eventually fall, but it's down to the 2-on-2. And it looks like Nordavind do at least have decent afterplans to try and play the time on this bomb.
And that time is running down very quickly. The boost to come through, but this is something Nordavind were doing so frequently on the CT side themselves. So I imagined AGO would have known that that's something that's going to be watched. But no, and now as it's going to be the T side claiming another round, things get a little bit scary because AGO, they're not on a great scoreline. They're behind by quite a bit, and Rubino is a large factor of why that's happening. Tensky, I think, for me, was definitely the MVP so far. The player getting the most done on the CT side, and single-handedly holding bomb sites at times. He pulled back one of the rounds that was looking good for AGO with the 4K that we saw. But Rubino has certainly shown a lot of innovation on the map so far, and leading up with 19 kills. Can't contest with the stats all too much. There he is, putting himself over to double digits.
It's good to see Rubino back playing on a solid lineup again. It's been a little while. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this Nordavind lineup in general can do. You have a good mixture, I'd say, of kind of experienced players and also kind of up and coming players also. And even then, their up and coming players do have a decent amount of experience. I'd say Chroman and Ratifaction combined, they do have quite a lot of experience over the last few years. So it's not like a completely new lineup. But yeah, completely new map here, of course, Vertigo. It has been an interesting one so far. It's looking like it should be 14-5 in just a couple of moments for Nordavind. Going on towards B. That does look to be where they aim towards. But for now, the bomb is actually kind of just chilling back. I believe it's actually up the steps and towards mid.
Dean, you just love the D, don't you, in the Nordavind?
I do. I love the D.
It's your favorite. The Densky there finishing the round. 14.
There's actually 2 Ds in Nordavind. I love both of them.
Equally. It's the only letter in there that you love, isn't it? Nothing else stands out. Kappa Pride's in chat.
I don't know
That's
why
it,
you
the
wouldn't
way
be
ahead of me.
image to that.
The way ahead of
I went on with your joke for a while, but
yeah.
you got to a point where there was just nothing I could say back.
I know. That's what I wanted. I didn't even... You know that window we just saw Molotov going through? I didn't even see that before this match. I played Vertigo quite a bit. Didn't even spot that.
I think I blinked. I missed it. I was listening to you talk, Mitch.
Well, we saw
it
the...
makes it hard to focus on the game. You're just so beautiful.
Oh,
you get more Kappa Prides in the chat. But yeah, Groovy with an opening kill, or at least a return on the opening kill.
There it is above the one. Look, the window there.
Oh yeah, up there.
Get Molly in there. Stop them from pushing.
I did not notice that at all. I don't think that's a new addition, actually, because I've been playing matchmaking with my friend James, and I think he's been trying to flash through that every time. I just never looked where he was trying to flash.
Yeah, we saw Nordavind on the CT side. We're actually throwing Molotovs in there to stop AGO from being able to push any faster. So they were completely cut off there for the first couple seconds of the round, which was nice. I hadn't seen that before. The level of innovation already is actually staggering to me because, again, I've been looking at this map quite a bit, and the amount of things I just haven't seen.
Oh. This is a bit of a problem, though, Mitch. The bomb did get dropped. Will be luckily enough retrieved and planted. Sparrow with an auto shot, he actually not in a great position to get a lot done, and especially with Caper now going down, Sparrow now being actually the last man standing. I think he's decided to run away and try and save that shotgun into the following round. It's I guess it's okay. It gives them at least something to work with because they are going to have pretty much nothing in this upcoming round at all. And of course, they will have to fully invest as Nordavind will be sitting on map point. Reminder for those who didn't catch the first map, because I know a lot of people joined just to watch Vertigo. It was train that went in favor of AGO, meaning that if this win does go to Nordavind, we will have Inferno coming up as the decider, rather. Which is always a good map to finish off a best of 3. It really disappoints.
Indeed, and it looks like we're going to be floating on over there because 15-5, AGO just couldn't get the foothold here. Again, they banned Mirage because, in general, it's not a map we see them do too well on. Their stats aren't great, their win percentage isn't great either. And I suppose they wanted to avoid giving Nordavind a map where they'd feel, you know, comfortable like just playing the individual game. But I think probably would have been a better scenario than what we've seen unfold here. Perhaps if AGO started on the CT side, things could have been different. But I think at the moment, this is it's a done and dusted map. Oh, Zerk can't quite catch the angle there. Kind of fades into darkness as the surface goes along. The holes get smaller, so it's harder to see through. Robbie up close in this angle. I really like this position, but it is going to be checked with that deep smoke. Even though it's checked, the kill's found. Trade it back. And putting Nordavind ahead to a small extent. Chroman does a little bit better. A 2-piece as they push A and find out that it is not, in fact, clear on ramp, as I'm sure the call came in for just a second.
Yeah, I feel like AGO are going to be checking that angle in the next game. A little bit unfortunate, Chroman just hiding with his head down, gifted 2 frags, and at that point it looks like the round pretty much is over and done with. Hensky with that frag towards Sparrow, rather. And suddenly Furlan in a 1-on-4. Nordavind are about to take the victory here, 16-5, a very dominant showing indeed. And Inferno coming up next now, I think, is definitely going to be an interesting map between these two.
Yes, indeedy, but we will be seeing Inferno. That much is assured as it's a 16-5 victory, kind of feeding into what we were talking about before the game and how Vertigo's kind of that map for the underdogs. It gives them a bit more of an equal footing.